is this music too loud? I gotta wonder. See, folks, I adjusted my volume. Oh, and Brandon, this is not the time for Brandon to come in. I haven't said, Brandon, join the show. Oh, that's better. Just me now. Hey, everybody, welcome to the morning podcast. How are you doing? How you doing? I'm up early. I'm working. Brandon's gonna have to hang out with me. Here we go. All right, Brandon, you can join.
Hi,
in.
everybody.
Jeez, man. We gotta turn your mic on and off during the intro there. Is that what you gotta do?
It's a little early. I'm not functioning fully, so soon I'll be
When
eating.
do you function fully? Like, when does that start?
Let
Been
me
waiting
ask,
for years now, Brandon. I'm just
that's,
wondering.
I mean, I could answer that, but
Oh yeah, I bet you could.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be muting my mic in and out as I eat my cinnamon muffin for breakfast from the deli at Safeway, which I like.
This is going to be a little bit of an informal podcast. See, here's what's happening, folks. I got stuff to do this week because it's Turkey Week here in the States, and I mean short week at work. So I don't want to work. Not like this. Like I don't want to do a lot of work. So I told Brandon he needs to like come talk to me so I can start moving. It's this weird fallacy in the art department, Brandon, or art directors think that if you're talking, you're not working. It's the opposite with me. Like I can actually
Right.
get more work done when I'm not really focused on what I'm doing. It's weird. So maybe it's all the years of streaming. But I can't stream what I'm working on. I can't even talk about what Brandon doesn't even know what I'm working on. Right, Brandon?
Right.
Yeah, you better not. I'll kill you. So, did I say that? This
Mm-hmm.
podcast isn't for kids. We'll get into that in a minute too. So, um, so here's what's gonna happen. This is gonna be random shit. I don't even know how long this goes. This could go for 3 hours for all I know. It could be a 3-hour podcast, Brandon. We've done longer,
Yay!
right? I could just be sitting here working and talking until whenever. So, luckily we never put timestamps on podcasts, so it doesn't really matter.
Nope.
So I moved the podcast, the audio portion, over to Anchor, Brandon. I moved it to
Mm-hmm.
Anchor about a month or two ago because they're free. I don't feel like spending money on hosting the podcast. By the way, we have to record commercials for that. It's part of the deal. You got to record a commercial so it plays during the podcast. But I don't know, man. Like we must have lost like 10,000 people because now it says we have like 13 people following the podcast. Then I'm like, look, at least lie to me because when I see 13 people, I'm like, what's the fucking point?
Right.
I'm used to my 100 views, Brandon, on YouTube. I'm used to my measly 100 views. When I'm getting like a tenth of that, I'm like, well, fucking literally, I mean, I could get more views if I just, I mean, I could get more people listening to me if I just went to Walmart and started talking to you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, if we were those people in the theater arguing about popcorn and butter before the movie started, we'd have more people listening.
Probably.
So, I don't know. I don't even care. Like fuck it. Dumb podcast.
That's the spirit.
People were like, why don't you stream in the morning? I'm like, because I'm real negative.
Yeah.
I'm negative. I'm grumpy in the morning. Brandon's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
He made
Firsthand.
he made the mistake of trying to wake me up once.
Yeah, that didn't go over very well. I thought you were going to rip my throat out.
So,
So
I have to rip your throat out. I couldn't get my finger around your. Seriously,
my muscular throat.
you know, like those Saint Bernards that carry the alcohol up the Swiss mountains, like in the old cartoons. You ever seen that? Like they get that Saint Bernard that has that bottle of alcohol around
I
their
don't want
neck.
to say yes or no because I don't know where you're going with this yet. So
I'm just saying, it's like trying to reach my hand around that. Like your neck it's rather.
I'd say I'm more like the Hulk if after those 5 years went by in the movie, he just kind of let himself go. He's still muscular and you wouldn't mess with him, but like you could probably outrun him.
You have a girthy neck, Brandon.
Thanks. Thanks. I have a girthy neck, Jessica.
Wouldn't she? Well, she
She
must.
gave me she gave me the weirdest look. Like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Morning podcast, baby. That's how it goes down.
She's like, I'm glad Rob doesn't ask me to be a part of that podcast.
Yeah. She's like, yay. So, what's on the agenda to talk about?
We'll jump into the what's the topic of the town on YouTube right now, which is COPA. You know what COPA is, Brandon?
No,
I
no
fucking
idea.
envy you. You know, I envy you. I remember the days, like the day before yesterday, when I had no idea
Right.
what this was, and I wish I didn't know it. I've gone my whole adult life without ever knowing. Since 1998, I've gone and I've never known what this is. But here we are.
All
So
right.
way back in the 90s, Brandon, Congress got involved. you
That's
know,
always good.
So, actually, before I get on the COPA, let me give you a little bit of a prequel to COPA, right? COPA stands for Child Online Protection Privacy Act. Close enough. I may got the privacy and protection mixed around. I don't know. Two P's. Doesn't matter what order they're in. So, like in 1996, you ever watch something called Saturday morning cartoons, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Saturday morning cartoons um, disappeared, right? At some point. Remember those? They just went away one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever
Yep.
wonder why?
Nope.
Well,
Yes,
because
I do.
Congress got involved. Fucking conservative Congress, I might add. Conservative Republicans and conservative Democrats, they exist. Got involved in 1996 and said there's too many cartoons in the mornings, and this is what it's ruining the youth,
Oh
right?
wow.
So what we got to do is we got to send a law that says there has to be educational programming in the morning on the mornings.
What?
They have to have educational programming. Now, educational was never clearly defined, Brandon. So what it really meant was non like IP storytelling, things like that, right?
Right.
So you know what took over?
Uh,
Sports. You ever wonder why all the fucking college football and golf and everything plays on Saturday mornings?
uh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's what happened. That's what happened, Brandon. And so now you got a bunch of shitty fucking television on Saturdays, right? And it's crazy because, not but 10 years later, I mean, not even that, Cartoon Network, I mean, launches and then they watch cartoons all day long somewhere else, right? And then you got
Yeah.
YouTube, you know, literally 10 years later, 2006, YouTube exists and people you can watch whatever the fuck you want whenever you want. So it's a problem when Congress gets involved to help the children, but they decided to do it again 2 years later, Brandon.
Oh jeez.
Right? And they felt that there was these things called cookies. Now, I was mad when they called. So we all know there's that shit on your computer that tracks all your data whenever you go to a website.
Right.
It saves your little information that you've been there and whatever.
Right.
So they called it cookies. I don't know why, but that got Congress's attention. That cookies are bad for kids, right? So they set up a law called COPA, and it was basically to keep people or companies or whatever on the internet from uh, basically gaining data on kids. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like what they're doing when they're logging on, what they're doing. So they're trying to protect kids so they can't be stalked by predators. These same people send their kids to church, but I don't want to get on that. So, like, you know what I'm saying, Brandon? You know about the
Right.
rumors, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but the cookies are the problem. So, man, these same fucking assholes that allowed the DMV to sell our fucking personal information, right? For millions of dollars, they can sell your personal information. But if you log onto a website, can't do that, Only if you can sell it. So this little fucking thing that they launched in 1998 just sits there dormant for 20 something years, 30 years, 30, fuck, I don't want to think about it. So 20 years, 20 years. Sits there for 20 years. and YouTube shows up. So YouTube starts a thing called YouTube Kids, right? Because they want a safe
Oh,
place on YouTube for all these kids to hang out.
okay.
And then they tell us a couple years ago, hey, make sure your fucking content doesn't curse too much. It needs to be family friendly. You're going to lose your advertising, right? So everyone was like, don't curse on your YouTube channel, you know,
Right.
because that's going to make you lose your stuff. Appeal to the kids. You got to be family friendly. All right. Well, then YouTube took it to another step because, that's what companies do. They hire a marketing like a bunch of marketing guys and girls, whatever. And they go and tell Hasbro and all these companies, we got all these kids. We got all these kids. We're showing videos, and they're all family. All the videos are family friendly now. We made certain that these videos will appeal to kids. Well, Brandon, that's a that means they've been saving kids' data. You see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
So Congress got involved, and I think we all know Congress is real effective right now at doing good for the universe, right? We've been, you know, and decided to go after YouTube. So YouTube settled out. They settled out for $170 million that they would
Jesus.
stop doing this. You know why it's $170 million, by the way, Brandon?
No.
Coincidentally, you know what it takes to run? So the part of the government that tracks this is the FTC, right? It's a little part of I say Congress, but that's what started all of it. But the little group that manages this shit now is the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. And that's basically four senators, not elected. They just get fucking, you do that job, right? And it's usually people that are gonna they're usually covering the ass of companies that are gonna pay them later on in life. You know what I mean? When they leave. So it's a big corrupt fucking organization. And I'm being fair, right? That's fair. It's a
Yeah.
fair. It's
Yeah.
a fair call.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a fair call. You can.
I'm good with it.
Ooh, don't you wish I was streaming? People would be really happy right now. I'm pissed off. So these fucking assholes, right? You know what it takes for them to do their job a year? $170 million, Brandon. I shit you not. I shit you not. What are the odds? What
Yeah.
are the odds, Brandon? You know, what are the odds that the amount of money it takes to run the FTC for one fucking year is what they find, what they agreed to, YouTube agreed to settle. They didn't admit blame. They settled.
Yeah.
Right? The only person who's guilty when he settles is Michael Jackson. Everyone else is innocent. The president, Congress, whatever, right?
Right. Exactly.
Right. When Michael Jackson settles, he's guilty as shit. Catholic Church settles. No, 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 no. No, no, no. They're just being harassed. I like consistency, Brandon. I'm not defending
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson. I just want consistency. Are they guilty when they settle or not? What is it? What do you think? What's
Right.
your when someone settles out of court, right? Without looking at the facts or giving people a fair shake, right? What's your gut level biased opinion on that?
I think when someone settles like that, one of two things. One, I think there's partial guilt, like they might have did something wrong, but they're either one, not wanting to get dragged through the mud, which is usually like that's my way of saying they're innocent and they just don't want to get dragged through the mud, or they got worse shit to hide and they're like, if I don't fucking get this cleared up, people are gonna find out way worse. So I'm just gonna pay this amount that I can pay and not have them dig up more dirt. So
Do you
no
ever
matter
go?
what,
Do you ever think, Brandon, that person's totally fucking innocent?
all the time.
Has that ever happened when someone settled out?
Oh, when they settle out,
Yeah.
no,
Okay, just wondering.
no.
Just have you ever?
It's never. Whenever I see like a pro athlete who did something wrong and I'm not gonna say what they did, but they settle out. I'm like, oh, they did that shit.
I mean, look, they might be 1,000% innocent, right? I'm just
Right.
saying, without because the average person is never going to do fact checking, or they're not going to care. You're just going to have an opinion on shit because that's the way we are right now. Might be that way till the day I pass on. I don't know, but that's just how people. So Google, they settle. They pay the 170. Now, how does this affect me and every other YouTuber? Here's the deal, Brandon. Now they got to be COPA compliant. And what that means is you can't be selling ads to kids because that means you're tracking information, right? If your ad money can't go to kid-based programming because that means they're tracking kids. They can't be tracking kids. So you have one of two options. YouTube gives you this option. You say you have content for kids or you don't have content for kids. Now, you got to click this thing. You got to say my content is not for kids or it is for kids. If you click is for kids, you're going to lose all your ad revenue, like 90 something, like all of it. If you click not for kids and you think I'm safe, right? Here's the here's the problem.
Right.
FTC and Google will not define what for kids means. They explicitly put at their sole discretion.
Oh wow.
Look at that. Wow. Wow. Siri's Alexa's trying to explain to me the definition of kids. Thank you. I don't know Bixby. Thanks Bixby. Asshole phone. Phone's getting involved. I'll fucking tell Google what it is. Like I know. So they will not define what kids content is. They even put it is their sole discretion to fucking just make it up. You know? It could be
Right.
whatever they think it is. Here's the real kicker. They want to charge $42,000 fine per video for violations.
Oh
And they
wow.
agreed that the people who upload the videos are the ones responsible, not YouTube. That means every person on YouTube, if they wanted to, could just come January 1st, 2020, start getting hit up with $42,000 per video. Now you say
That's
that's
ridiculous.
you're gonna say, Rob, that's just never gonna happen. I say I've been living in a country for the last 3 years where it's never gonna happen. It happens every fucking day. You ever turn on your news, Brandon, in the last 3 years and go, that'll never fuck,
Right.
Joker just made $1 billion. That would never happen. So you thought I was going to get political, but we could just talk about a lot of weird shit that's been going down. Huh? No fucking way
Yeah.
the Avengers is going to beat Avatar. Holy shit. No fucking way Tom Brady and them are going to come back from that Super Bowl. Like, so, like, uh, no one knows what to do, Brandon. No one knows what to do. I don't believe I make kids content at all.
No.
But they could be like, he's got drawings, he's got cartoon characters. That's for kids. You know,
Right.
it's at their discretion. So what do we do, Brandon? Do we just shut the whole channel down? I mean, I've been honest with people. Like, one day I'm just gonna fucking disappear from all this bullshit.
Right.
I didn't think it'd be quite this way, like, but I've already been hit with fines. You know what I mean? Like, Marvel took a good chunk out of my fucking ass. So it's like I mean, not directly, but indirectly. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I don't want to go through this, man.
Right.
Any thoughts on this?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they can just they can do whatever they want because they can just fine you and then you're fucked. I mean,
Well, they
you've
have a
been
$22 trillion deficit, so maybe they think they're going to make it up somehow. Like, I just pay out my student loans, and now I owe the government 42,000 times. I got 1,000 videos. Like, look, this is just the reactionary pessimist. I have a personal belief of what's going to happen, right? But that all aside, let's just deal with the way the facts are now, right? As they are now, and that they will probably, and that they would play out the way they are now. Have you ever heard of anything like this where you can just, maybe you're gambling, maybe you're not gambling. You know what I mean? We can just decide at any point, Brandon, you're gambling and fine you.
right.
Maybe you're taking drugs, maybe you're not taking drugs. You know what I mean? We could just decide at some
It's
point.
fucking. And I don't want to jinx you, but you don't have the best track record when it comes to putting stuff up online and
You-
not having a bad effect.
Yeah, I got the worst. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like,
you've been blackballed, you've been fired twice.
for shit I never did. Military tried to get me too, Brandon. I got a formal apology. They once tried to accuse me of malingering. You know what I mean? My back went out, and they tried their hardest to fucking send me to federal prison. Court martial, all that stuff, and then eventually I got a giant fucking "we're sorry." You know, fucking assholes. I'll tell that story someday, folks. But believe me, it happened. You know, so I was like, I'm getting the fuck out the military.
Right.
I don't need this shit. So yeah, if anyone's gonna get hit, that real question. See, here's what I think will happen, right? So I got one of two things I think will happen, and maybe it's a combination of the both. I don't know. So we'll start with Plan A. Plan
Right.
A, I think, will be some YouTubers gonna take the hit. Someone's gonna get fucking
Right.
some
It's gonna be a
real
big
big
name.
YouTuber,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, who skirts the fucking rules or whatever. It's questionable. Then there's gonna be a giant class action lawsuit. You know what I mean? Shicey lawyers will get involved. They'll sue the FTC and they'll force them to define what this fucking means. There has to be some form of definition. That's plan A. That'll happen. Plan B is they'll just give an extension and put the fucking rules down because there's already a million signatures or people are like, we gotta fucking come on. You know what I mean? Like this isn't
Right.
1998. This law, this provision wasn't even designed for this. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking ridiculous. And these algorithms can barely tell when you're playing music, when you're trying to rip off music and it just indiscriminately plays in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
There's no
so.
rhyme or reason.
Then I guess there's Plan C, and that's where it just happens, and then everyone gets sued off the fucking planet. I don't know where they're going with this, dude. Like some people have decided to click. There's been like a few YouTubers who are like super, they got 3 million followers. Are like, I'll just put down I got kids content, and all their ad revenue went away.
Oh
Like
shit.
I don't care about the ad revenue because I don't make shit, man. Like I make
Well,
maybe $6 a month. You know?
I've seen it.
Yeah, $6 a month, folks. It pays for
Sometimes
Disney
it's like
Plus.
sometimes it's weird. It's like 345, 570.
Yeah. I don't make anything. So I don't get super chat money. I don't get fucking tips. All my money's made from my freelance work, dude. Either through my freelance work or commissions. Like that's how I make the money. Like I use YouTube as a portfolio of sorts,
Right.
you know, and a way to cultivate an audience that would be willing to buy a commission at some point in the future or a print. You know what I mean? Like we don't even have merch, man. And there's no Megapotato shirts, no Megapotato bikini.
Yet.
Yeah. Despite despite my trying to find one that wide, I've been working on it.
I got big hips, okay?
Closest thing I can get to is a potato launcher, right? Like like a slingshot potato launcher. Like it's like like a giant slingshot for water balloons, maybe. Like I could. Anyway, it's not there yet, but I'm working on it. So, but no one knows. No one knows. YouTube doesn't want to say.
Right.
Congress, the FTC doesn't want to fucking say. So everyone's freaked out. Then they're like, "Cause there's no alternatives to YouTube." I'm like, "No shit. You just figure that out?" You know. They're like, "What about Twitch?" I'm like, "Good luck with that. The thing that never
Right.
stores your fucking videos and is impossible to search or navigate." You know what I mean? I'm like,
It's not user friendly.
no. People are gonna send me endless links now. But if you watch this video, Rob, they'll explain it. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to watch your video.
Right.
I don't want to watch your video with your internet lawyers explain to me how not to draw fan art or what to, you know what I mean? Like it's that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like the fact of the matter is, dude, you know, the only people that I want to hear from are YouTube or the FTC. That's it. Those are the only two fucking organizations from which I'm interested in hearing from,
Yeah.
because they're the only ones that matter. Like it's some dudes like, no, it doesn't matter, dog, it doesn't matter, dog. And then fucking they get you. Then what? What am I supposed to go back to you? But you told me it didn't matter, dog. You know, like, well, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not, legally represent. That's funny. Is YouTube in the terms of service goes, if you're wondering what kids' content is, you need to. We can't say that. You have to go contact your lawyer. I'm like, I can
Oh
find
wow.
20 lawyers, dude, and they're all gonna come up with the. This is such bullshit. I've never heard of a company who's like, hey man, just think about it from a bar point. Hey man, maybe you're 21, maybe you're not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Right.
fucking. This is a weirdish. How do you not know you're breaking a fucking law? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, just let me know if I'm breaking a law or not, so I can fucking quit this stupid fucking thing. You know? Like, what is this shit? And they go, well, you get it for free. Well, I pay for YouTube Red. Fuck you. I actually give YouTube monthly money, and I want to fucking know. You know what I mean? If all the people I love are gonna up and fucking get sued off the planet, then I don't want to give you my money no more.
Right.
No more YouTube for raw. You know? I don't give a shit. You know? I'm one of the few guys, man. The internet went down today. I'd be like, okay. I'd still be fucking making my own comics, probably just for myself, but I don't care. You know this to be true, Brandon. One of the few people I don't need to be entertained. I don't need this content.
Right.
I can conjure up all the ideas on my own. I don't give a shit. These companies need us. I don't need their fucking vague threat. You go, well, Rob, what are you gonna do for work? I've never needed this shit. Literally, I can find companies, take my portfolio, walk into the front door, and get a fucking interview. I've done it many times. You know, like I'm that guy. So just never heard of it, dude. Where it's like companies like you might be sued by the government for like millions of dollars, but we don't really know. Literally, people who like those betting sites give you a more clearer understanding. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Oh yeah.
what do you think will happen, Brandon?
YouTube will get shut down, and then there'll be a new version of some kind of YouTube that'll come up streaming. I mean, it's just
But
weird
but
that they
that
don't.
U version would have to be COPA compliant, and if the federal government doesn't want to define what advertising to kids mean, you know what I mean? How do you define what content is designed for kids?
Right.
Do you understand?
Uh huh.
What it really comes down to is this is all about internet-based ads. This is what it's all about. Internet ad money. That's it. YouTube makes their money selling a bunch of fucking ads, you know? And they can't fucking sell ads to kids. So how does that stop with YouTube? Any streaming thing that goes on is going to be selling ads. See how it works?
Yeah.
Even streaming services like Hulu and shit. Like I don't know. The people are like, well, you could like log in, and they used to have a login thing, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
Logging things aren't going to stop kids. I mean, I seen. We went to breakfast the other day. Me and Jessica, me and the wife, and as soon as the mom went to the bathroom, the kid, like probably 10 or 11, pulled out his iPhone, and he was searching whatever so fast. I mean, he was like in the zone, going through whatever he should be
Right,
looking at when mom was around.
right.
And I'm just sitting there laughing. And I'm like, as soon as she came back, you just do close the apps, the tabs, and went put phone right back in the pocket. I'm like, it doesn't matter. These kids will. It's
They got
it's
tiny
ridiculous.
fingers, man, and they got nothing better to do than to get good at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're always like, I like when people are like, "Hey, man, that kid's really good at doing something." I'm like, they don't have anything else to do.
Right.
You know? I got really good at playing some of the hardest video games ever made when I was a kid, like Ninja Gaiden, beat them all. You know what I mean? I love watching fucking modern kids try to play those games. Like, I can't do it. It's too hard. I'm like, had nothing else to do. That's how I
Right.
got good.
Well, now they won't even play them. They'll watch other people play them.
And now there's a whole fucking like YouTube video, like it's all the clickbaits about the COPA thing, right? So now there's a whole like, people are getting millions of views making fear mongering videos about it too. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Well,
that is.
it's like you said, where people are gonna be like, "Oh, Rob, you need to watch this link." It's like when that shitty comic book artist that I won't say his name, but he was breaking all kind of copyright laws, and he tried to tell you, a person who's worked in actual like copyrighted industry of t-shirts and designs for like 10, 12, 15 years about copyright laws, like you were wrong. Remember that shit? Like a
Oh,
guy
that
who
guy
made the
we
little
called out on the
indie
podcast.
comics. Yeah, made the little indie comics here in Arizona, and he was talking all that shit about, you know, we're doing copyrighted art and we should make our own, and he just went off on us. It's like, you don't even know the laws. And you pointed out the actual laws of it, of what he was doing, and he was the one messing up the copyright law. He was doing the wrong
What
shit.
I'm trying to say though is, yeah, I get that, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is now that there's something to fear everyone over, there's a whole like business being made off making videos fearing everyone up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, everyone's making videos talking about this because now that'll get you ranked even higher on the fucking algorithm, and then you're gonna get all this ad money because you're making videos talking about how you see what I'm saying, Brandon? Like, it's like
Are you trying to say fear and propaganda sells?
YouTube's not helping. I guess they're trying to make their 170 million back.
One way or another.
Oh, we got a nice comment on YouTube. It's from my old fucking coloring with gradient maps, fucking Batman, right? Video. You
Uh-huh.
remember that, Brandon?
Hmm.
So this guy goes, uh, I, this guy goes, this is not coloring. It's showing what you had already colored with the video. It's pretty confusing. If there was a link for a PSD, I could analyze it in a much better and effective way for myself. Misspelled effective. So I'm like, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, so I gotta give out my PSDs now for people to understand what I'm talking about. Then fuck you. What's funny is when you go to this one up next, Gradient Maps Explained 2.0. Well, there's another 31 fucking minute thing on Gradient Maps. Plus, there's all my fucking real time art video in here with Gradient Maps. You know what I mean?
Right.
What am I supposed to do, dude? Am I gonna give you my PSE so you could analyze it? How about this, asshole? Fucking go load up a gradient map and analyze your own shit. Gradient maps are so fucking easy that, you know what I mean? Like, all you need is someone to explain how they functionally operate. And then you plop them over something and you experiment. Oh, they operate like this. I get it. You know?
Right.
It's not entire it's there's not a lot to it. It's not like you have to go, I got to dip my brush in the gradient map jar and stroke it around. Like, it doesn't is literally a fucking gradient that applies to black to I can't even I gotta delete that fucking I'm not gonna delete the comment. I'm gonna delete me having to look at it. You know,
Right.
if I could have that's a real clever. If I could have a PSD, I should put it up. $50. There's your PSD.
Right. Give me
Analyzer.
your original art, line work, everything, so I could use it however I like, just so I could tell you what you did wrong. Obviously.
Figures I'd look at that right now. Like, yeah, figures. Figures, that's what I would see. I'd see a nice. I haven't gotten a weird comment like that in a while, but makes sense.
Right. Perfect timing.
Yeah, seems right.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Your gradient maps video is confusing. You suck. Do 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 do.
I like it. I like it. It's my jam.
Your coloring pencil video is not even coloring. It's already colored. You're just explaining what you did. If perhaps I could have the pencils in your hand, I could.
Yes. Chop that shit off.
No, what it is the level of tutorial effort that people put into on YouTube these days. They're super explanatory. Like they're really effective. And I explain things the way I had to fucking hear it in college, which is not effective. It's literally someone explaining something to you. It doesn't have a lot of graphics. I'm not pointing it out, showing you how to, doing all the thing for you. Like I explain how it works, then you need to then go experiment with it. Here's the fucking thing, dude. This is a whole nother problem I have with the current crop of fucking tutorials and the people out there who read them. When you get a fucking art job and some art director says, "Hey, we need some shit that looks like this," they don't fucking then go and then you gotta move the brush like this and go create it like this. You see, Brandon? They don't
Right.
help you at all. They don't help you at all. They just expect you to figure it out. So, like, the ability to have to get magic made from minimal fucking support is a crucial skill set in being an artist. I think to quote Andy Dufresne, I think I was perfectly clear about this. Like from the beginning, I've always said, folks, you are going to have to apply your little noggin. I know you don't want to do it. I know you just want to be told, oh man, just tell me exactly how to do it. And you're not helping, man. You're not being helpful. You're not being helpful, Rob. Someone helped you. I'm being more helpful than anyone has ever fucking helped me in art. My art directors, everything. All of it combined. All my instructors in college, I'm being more helpful here than any of them ever did combined. And if this ain't enough, you're fucked. That's my advice to you. You're fucked. Good luck. Have fun. You imagine any other fucking thing where it's like, hey man, we need a building. Oh man, I gotta like go figure out how to make a building now. It's one of the few things where you're like, I don't fucking. No one asks you to like. You don't go to a restaurant and like just suggest some shit you'd like to eat, and they have to go figure it out in 20 minutes. Hey man, you know what
Right.
I feel like? Fucking truffle burrito. You know what I mean? I want like rhubarb taco with pigs with hooves, guacamole. Like, then the fucking chef gets that note and goes, fuck, I don't know, go look it up on YouTube, figure it out really quick. Like, no, you order from the menu. Art, man, you got to make the shit up as you go. Even fucking comedians got time to put material on the wall and go test it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work here, man. It's one of the few things I know where it's like half the job is not knowing what the fuck you're going to be doing next or how to do it. So if someone even rudimentarily explains things to you, you need to be able to glean large amounts of information from that rudimentary explanation. Does that make any sense, Brandon? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sometimes.
Because
You get on a
I've told
you
you,
get,
how many times have I told you? You need to start here. You know what I mean? And start doing this. Well, what do I do then? I don't fucking want to hear about what you have to do then. You'll know when you get there. You need to
right.
start with this. Remember those years when you weren't listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go for you?
Not very well.
Tell everyone what it's like when I give advice to people I'm really working with and they won't listen.
You chew a new one in their butt. You definitely get after them. You you'll voice your opinion, and then you'll just let us suffer for a little while until we actually start to do what we need to do.
Yeah, it's not even a matter of chastising. The conversation can last about 5 minutes. And I'm like, go start. And then you're going to fucking feel the pain. It's not that I
Yeah.
want you to suffer. It's that you need to get started and you need to know what is and isn't working for you. This isn't like, man, this isn't like a red. I like to liken. I like to liken. I like to like. Hmm.
Try again.
I liken art to cooking a lot. However, it is not like cooking. I can't just hand you a half a teaspoon of fucking lens flares, a tablespoon of Prismacolor. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? 300 mils of Clip Studio paint and swirl it all together and you get some fucking awesome shit. Like that's not how it works. I would be more sympathetic to it if people had paid $60 for a DVD and they wanted to be explained to, or even $5 for a Gumroad. You know, if my videos aren't cut it for you, all you have to do is find out whatever I was talking about, go into the YouTube search bar, type that exact topic in, and 7 million more qualified videos will fucking appear. It's why I don't do a lot of art tips. Because I'm like, this it's all there. It's all
Yeah.
there. All of it. You know? All the information is already there on YouTube. I don't even see why I have to explain this. Maybe sometimes people like hearing it from me because, I like hanging out here, man. I'm part of the group, Okay. I don't know this fucking person. You're new to the channel. You're already telling me I got to send you files? No, I don't think that's going to work. Like, you know?
As the kids say, sounds legit.
Then it's a bad video. Thumbs down it. Don't worry. Come January, it'll all be gone anyway. If you can't understand it, then it's definitely not for kids. Oh, fucking no. He's a grown adult. Grown ass man.
Dead ass.
I don't even know where to start with what they want me to work on. Like as I'm complaining to you, I'm working on something for a client and they don't even know what they want. So like I have every right to be frustrated with some asshole who fucking is like, I don't fucking think your program is that fucking explanation. Dude, welcome to fucking making shit. There
Yeah.
wasn't a road when people sat down to make a Star Wars movie you hated. I guarantee you there wasn't a roadmap to making an awesome Star Wars movie laid out before they started, and then they just said, "Nah, fuck that shit. We're going with the fucking crappy one." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we got two scripts: the awesome one and the one that's gonna fucking piss everyone off. Going with that one. Like it's not how it works. You want to know what's not clearly understanding? What's the phrase he used? I want to see what the phrase he used again. I want to make sure I got this just right.
Yeah.
He says the video is pretty confusing. What's fucking confusing is defining what is and isn't a kid's video. Because apparently our fucking government and a multi-billion-dollar corporation can't define that shit. That's confusing. My video isn't confusing. You just don't know the program. What they want is, okay, step one. Oh, get out a gradient map. Turn it on. Paint like this. Fill in Batman to make this. It's like when you see those fucking videos on how to draw Batman, and they always start by drawing a Batman cowl, and I'm like, hold on. Batman for who? A
Correct.
Batman for a kid ain't the same as Batman for a grown adult. See,
Wow.
unlike the government, my editors can clearly fucking tell me. They seem to know
Right.
what's for kids and isn't for kids because I get told all the fucking time. That's too aggressive. I got endless notes when I was doing the Skylanders fucking um, covers. Remember those Skylanders covers I did?
Hmm.
Weird that I'm working for Toys for Bob and I was drawing those covers. Uh, when you can't beat them, join them. So, like, no offense to the Skylanders, let's just all agree, not the most complicated artwork those comics, right?
Right.
Right. I'm friends with all the artists. They put in their work, but people were putting in enough work to get the job done, right? But old Rob wanted to put in the extra effort. You know what that meant? More fucking notes. Like every tooth I added to a character had to be rounded. Brandon, I got endless notes on the rounding of teeth, you know?
Right.
After it was rendered. I had to go back. Looks great. Finish it. Nope, not great. Got to change all the shit. Like, you couldn't have told me that back like fucking 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
Well, at least we didn't find you $42,000. You know, we got me there.
Sounds right.
Hand me the PSD files. Okay, analyze it. Smooth game. You know, you ever try robocalls? You might be really good at it, you know? Perhaps if you could send me $10,000, I could unlock your bank account, you know?
Makes sense.
You know what also confuses my audience? When I don't use the same techniques on every drawing. Hey, why didn't you use gradient mass that time? Because it didn't call for it. Well, how do you know when it calls for it? You just fucking know. You know, like I don't do one thing one way all the fucking time. Like I thought I was
Right.
very clear about this. And if I did one thing one way all the time, I might be way more successful. Like
Yeah.
I just I can't do it. I can't get paid to do one thing one way. You know? I'm just not that good. I'm
Uh-uh.
not Zhang Ji or whatever his fucking name is. You know the dude fucking draws on napkins? Great. You know, I can't turn working on napkins and get paid. Like, I don't know how that helps me. Like, can you tell my employers that we can turn shit on napkins now? Like, well, he's an amazing artist. Yeah, I get told not to draw that much when I turn shit in. You understand how
Yeah.
it works, Brandon? Like, I've been told how many times have I been told by employers don't do so much.
Oh yeah.
But this guy does a lot of work. Well, I got a feeling no one's like he's selling the work directly to normal people. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I got a feeling he's not working on Star Wars right now where he has to do endless fucking revisions on one thing. You know, like he's just drawing whatever. You know who Cause is?
Who?
Kaws.
No.
Okay. You need to participate in this conversation. So I want you to go to the old Google shop. You type in KAWS, $17 million. Type that in and read back to me what you get.
Former street artist caused by $17 million Brooklyn building. Uh, jeez. His work who has sold for millions of dollars at auction and popped up from Hong Kong to Texas. It's been so good that he bought a 10,000 square foot building in Brooklyn for $17 million.
Okay, it's not the story I'm looking for, but it starts the conversation. So this guy Kaz, basically he takes people's fucking drawings from companies, uh, puts X's on their eyes, changes their mouths, keeps the whole fucking layouts, and then sells that shit for millions of dollars. He took the Simpsons cover. You ever remember
And I'm
Simpsons did an
looking at it
album?
right now.
You ever? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
So why don't you
paused
explain to
it.
people? You get to talk for a while. Explain to people the story.
Oh, I don't know the actual story. I'm looking at the picture.
Yeah, we'll go
I'm
read
looking at
up on it.
this.
Just read it. Find an article talking about what you're looking at.
All right. Jesus. So
Hold on. Hold on. This is great. See if I got. Let me see if I got something here. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. I need newsflash. SketchCraft breaking news. All right, Brandon, go ahead.
So this artist, Cause, basically took the Simpsons parrot. Okay, so there was the Beatles cover of the the Yellow album, and then the Simpsons did a parody of it. You know, where they were copying it, the album cover for the Sgt. Pepper's Beatles album. And this guy just took the same exact art, put poorly drawn X's that don't even wrap around the faces on all the eyes, and made the mouths look like, I don't know, knuckles, basically. Like all the mouths just have these weird knuckle lines, like when you roll your hands up, okay? And he just recreated it. And it's so, this hurts my heart as an artist and as just a as a person who lives on poverty level here. It sold for $15 million at auction.
15 million. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 15 or 17, but
Yeah, $14.8 million American, and the Hong Kong money was like 115.9 million. Man, that just
yeah. So again, just to reiterate, folks, Simpsons came out with an album in the 90s called the Yellow Album. It was a spoof. The cover art was a spoof of the Beatles, the Yellow Submarine, or Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band.
yeah.
It was a spoof cover, but it was hand drawn, totally original in terms of like the layout was similar, but everything in it was 100% original. All the Simpsons characters, donuts that spelt like crusty and shit. This guy
Yeah.
copied that drawing with the donuts, everything in the same place. Like if there was a Simpsons cat, he's got a Simpsons cat in there. The only difference is
Yeah.
he just changed the eyes and mouth to look like fucking weird X pincushion looking things. He's like, well, that's my street style. This fucking and look, this comes back to an argument I had with a guy in 2005 in an art department when he showed me Bansky stuff. And he goes, look at this guy's man, amazing. I'm like, so he takes stencils, spray paints it on a wall, and he sells it for like $100,000. And he's like, yeah, man, he's fucking amazing. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. Well, he makes a lot of money. I don't want to be that guy. But he's super rich and famous. I don't want to be that guy. These fucking charlatans existed before my time, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's nothing new about modern artists making a shitload of fucking money being. I mean, like Andy Warhol with the Campbell's soup. He just took some labels off some soup he fucking bought, put 4 up on a wall, boom, makes a lot of money, right? Why? What did he do? Well, it's in neon colors. Okay. Now it's gone one step away from that, where it's, hey, check it out. I could just take that Campbell's soup thing, change the soup eyes to like a pin face, and sell it for $17 million.
Right.
And now you're a street artist. It's ridiculous. I'm not a fan, folks. If you're a fan of it, find another channel.
Yeah.
You know? Don't tell me how successful they are, you know? It's like saying Donald Trump's got a lot of money, you know, so just be like him. No. You know? No, I don't want to be like that fucking guy.
No.
Same with a million other fucking people who
$14
make
million.
money. Yeah.
Man, that
Stealing, janking fucking Disney should fucking sue him. Disney owns it now. They own that art.
That hurts my heart.
They should sue him for $170 million. Seriously, he just janked that. It's art thievery, bro. You take my art, right? You put some X's on it, and fucking you put it on a T-shirt. I guarantee you're getting sued.
Yeah.
And it caught up with Shepard Fairey eventually when he used that photo of Obama and he didn't own the photo. You know, but then he's like, "Well, he's still really making lots of money, man. He's doing really good." And I'm like, I don't want to be Shepard Fairey. You know, look, I want to be wealthy, but not like that. You know, not stealing fucking art, bro. I couldn't live with myself. I've spent my whole life learning how to fucking do everything so that I could create the things in my head. If stealing was an option, I wouldn't have put all that fucking work into it, you know? These people are fucking lazy. I've worked with people like this. I've never met them, but I've worked with dudes that think exactly like them. They're all t-shirt dudes slash DJs slash street artists. You know what I mean? None of them can actually fucking draw without janking shit. They just tracer. They literally is that, you know, that joke from Chasing Amy, oh, you're a tracer. I'm like, no, that dude's rendering that fucking guy's pencils into a final form. These motherfuckers just traced everything. Oh, there's a DJ club fucking flyer they got from LA. They jank all that shit. Oh, there's some fucking tattoo sticker shop down in TJ with some dope ass art. No one will know. Jack all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, literally, Jack that shit became so frequent in the fucking art department. It sickened me to no end that they would always hire girls to run licensing because these fucking pervy motherfuckers who run the companies want to be sitting in a room with the cute 20-year-old girl all the time. They don't want to be sitting in a room with Rob, who actually knows something about licensing. They'd rather be sitting. And then these girls, unfortunately, because they want to please their boss, they hear that terminology, and it would never fail when a new girl took over licensing, give it 3 weeks, just check that shit. You know, finally, my art director to step in, don't fucking we got to stop using that term because licensors, people that they're paying money for licenses, like Disney walks through the halls and they hear someone yell, just check that shit. They're going to fucking lose their license. Don't worry, folks. This will only get 3 views according to my Anchor account. So
Right.
I can't offend that many fucking people. Like, what do I know? You know what I would say? If you don't believe me, go get a fucking job in a t-shirt art department and then get back to me. Don't take my word for it. Prove me wrong. Brandon, you worked in a t-shirt art department for 1 week. Does any of this sound like I'm making this shit up?
Not at all. Pretty spot on.
It's the same mentality from the guys that sample shit from other songs and never pay for it. You know? Who was that rapper that sampled the THX logo back in like the early 2000s or 90s or some shit like that? Remember that?
I wouldn't know that. No.
Someone did. He got fucking sued. Rightfully so. You got anything to add to the conversation?
Not much, no. I'm not as well versed as you are in all these things.
Yeah, but people like your opinion. They hear me all the time.
You know, I can honestly say, as far as I know, I've never stolen any art. I've never tried to copy anybody's shit. You know, maybe I liked a certain way someone would draw, I don't know, a nose on a character, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll try that nose style or something like that, or uh, a weapon or a gun or something. I don't know, but I've never gone and just straight janked something and did the whole thing where I put like one thing I see is a lot lately is like these artists will put big canvases and they'll put like SpongeBob, okay, and they'll put like the rapper tattoos on SpongeBob with like the teardrop on his eyes, or it'll say Supreme on his neck, and he's wearing like gold chains, and they they rapify the characters, or however you want to call it, whatever social term is the best way for it, but where they make them look gangster, or like Bart Simpson will have,
Like the
tattoos on
Joker?
his forehead. Yes, like the Joker.
Like that Joker that's on your arm.
I I don't have the tattoos on it though. I just have the
But
Joker
we know
without.
what we're talking about here.
We do, and I knew it was getting there. That's why I was trying to avoid.
I know. I like how you're just trying to like, oh, I fucking Rob trapped me.
Yeah. So,
Somehow.
but they'll sell these big paintings for like 400, 500, 600, $1,000, and I'm just like, you're just janking share. Like that one guy, we did a whole art thief thing where the guy in Miami was taking Captain America covers or whatever Marvel covers. Like he took the one of Captain America and put like the Coca-Cola symbol on his shield and a couple other like Nike symbol on his emblem, and he was trying to sell it for like $1,000, $2,000, and he'd have his girl in a thong take a picture with it, and she's like saying she did the art when she clearly didn't. But it was just retracing over other people's art, and
And then he tried to liken that to, well, you do commissions of licensed characters. I invent my fucking poses and art, bro.
yeah,
You're
everything's
literally
original.
taking something. If you took what I invented and then just copied it, now you're stealing art. It's not how
Yeah,
it works, dipshit. And we invited him to come on the podcast. He was too chicken shit. I don't need your fucking dinky podcast. I got way more views than you. I didn't say I got more views than you. I said you're fucking wrong. And you're a thief. You know what I mean? Like that's not that it's got nothing to do with being popular. I'm an unpopular non-thief. You're a popular thief. See how that works? See how
yeah.
it works?
And just like this guy, he made 14 million off something that probably only took him 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, but it didn't take him long to make. It's just, or it's like the guy who just does all the people as Simpson characters, and he's just redrawing people as Simpson characters, but it's not really. Or
No,
now
no,
all
no.
time,
Forget all that. What I'm talking about is taking something, literally copying it line for
right?
line, changing a little thing, and then fucking raking in. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
It's
Well, to
absolutely
make
ridiculous.
14 million, and you know, it just,
I don't even care if it
I
was
don't know.
10,000. I don't care if it was 1,000 or 500 bucks. I don't care if it was one fucking dollar. At the end of the day, fucking dude is straight up stealing fucking people's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then being rewarded for it, one way or the other, man. And you go, well, you wish you could make that kind of money. Yeah, it's like, yes, that's it. It's because I'm not making enough money. I'm so,
Clearly.
you know, it's because if Greg Capullo, if he jacked Greg Capullo shit, you think Greg Capullo would be like, well, it's only because I wanted to make $14 million. You know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with him stealing my art. You know?
Yeah.
See, he stole it first, Rob. You gotta learn to steal it like him. Street artist. I remember our street artists when I was a kid. They did some amazing fucking murals between LA and San Diego. And then I'd see those openings to shows in New York. You'd see that amazing street art. Even when I was in Germany, man. I lived there for 3 years in the military. Amazing street art, typography, murals. That's street art. These guys are fucking fraudsters. You know what I mean? Fraud artists. How about that?
Yeah.
Stop ruining it for the people who can't control where they grew up and lived in, but they happen to be creative. You know? Street art is fucking beautiful, fucking talented work, usually made to make their shitty living condition look and feel way better. You know? Not stealing shit. Don't. I always go. It's always some fucking white ass motherfucker too. You know what I mean? Who claims to be a street artist. I'm like this fucking asshole. You know. Now you're saying that you got to steal shit to be from the streets? Fuck you. You know. Sesame Street didn't fucking steal the Muppet formula. They came out before the Muppets. You know. There's as street as you get as the Sesame Street. They had Muppets living in trash cans. Some real shit. I always, and I know people think I'm crazy when I dwell on wordplay, but it's true. They use words for a reason, Brandon, and they have more meaning. They give them more meaning It's never surface level. If some people are always stealing shit and they get called street artists, that's fucking bullshit. You know? That's not what street art is.
Yeah.
It's like if you fucking stole art, I went, well, fucking fat artists fucking stealing art. You know what I mean? Like, why you got to be a fat artist? You know? Like, no. And then you go, there's plenty of fat artists who don't steal art. Like, I know. You know? So, but you know, they want to bring a negative connotation to the word. There's always some other trick to it, Brandon. I'm telling you.
Right.
I may not be wealthy, but I'm not a fool. You know? Like, then they're asking the artist, "What do you think, man?" He's like, "Well, I did the art for work, so Fox or Disney owns it, so you know what I mean." And I'm like, "Yeah, so could they sue him now, please? Because it's clearly fucking him jacking their shit. If that piece of art was put on a T-shirt, they would have, in its current state and sold at Walmart. Guarantee you, sued. You know what I mean? Guarantee you,
Yeah.
Brandon. So why is he not being sued?"
Occupy now.
I know. It's a fun morning. How's your muffin?
Yeah. Yeah. That was good. Delicious. I am gonna have to get ready here soon. Give or take about 5-10 minutes. Since that's only a 3-day work week, I have to work extra.
I have to edit that Saturday school video down. Add sound effects. That won't be till next month. It's gonna sit there. And then we'll do it regular. Once I get the first video up on the YouTube. Well, what does it matter? YouTube's gonna be gone in a month, right? So maybe I'll just wait.
Right.
Maybe I'll hold off on the Saturday school thing until I figure out what's going on with YouTube. Yeah, why don't we just wait until January? Should I even put up any videos? I mean, they're already in there, so it's like,
Right.
What do you think I should do, Brandon?
Just wait. I mean, I'd wait.
I don't know what to do about it. I always said the YouTube channel was, I mean, it was really there for me, you know? Like, it's not
Hmm.
really there to, like, so that when I want to remember how I did shit, I got a recording of it. It's there. And I figured the bonus to that is that, hey, other people who are looking how to actually do shit and not get some bullshit fucking tutorial video will actually be able to find those videos and they'll be helpful if they pay attention. You know, if I get fined $42,000 times, I don't know, fucking however, man. I mean, my wife, you know what I mean? She's gonna be like, "That's it, I'm out. I'm out. You know, I'm done with this." We got the game cave returns to do in a week. I got my loan money. I take out a loan, nice business loan, just $12,000 plus dollars.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I told my wife we might need another 42 grand. Yeah. I'll defer him to you. He made me
There you
do
go.
it. He's the
Mm-hmm.
one who organized all the videos.
Right.
Check the IP address. Yeah. Well, Brandon, it's been an hour. It's been a pretty good podcast. I think the last few podcasts we've been really positive. This one should this one, this one will live up to the little shitty cartoon drawing. Obviously, that drawing with the coffee and the frowny face is for kids, right?
All right,
Because
obviously.
little kids see that and go, "I want that as a toy." That wouldn't be funny if it is the Megapotato drawing that gets me in trouble. Like that thing that I was like, it'll be great, a Megapotato. And they're like, yeah, so great. Soon. Like and then one day some street artist puts, fucking X's on the Megapotato eyes and sells it for 17 million. If he did that, would you go kill him? Like
I'd sue. I don't know if I'd kill him,
Oh,
but I'd
all right.
sue.
All right. Okay. Well,
I'd try to get at least 16
smart
of that.
legal answer, Brandon. Smart.
Yes.
Then they bring this into evidence. He planned it out. It was premeditated.
I just want to get my money back. That's all. Or what is rightfully mine.
What if they paid you in Five Guys or something? Like
I mean, if it was something I liked, like what was that?
tacos. Oh, Surf Bros.
Surf Bros. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Then we're talking.
Brandon likes his Hawaiian teriyaki bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna start the rollout music, Brandon.
SketchCraft. Roll out.
So what did we learn here today?
Rob's gonna lose 40,000
Times.
times fucking 20,000. How many videos I had to upload?
Times the amount of videos. Yeah. So I'm 2020. It's not gonna be good. Never mind the election. You know what I mean? YouTube's. It's all starting off on the wrong foot, Brandon. All right, that's it. That's what we learned. We're fucked. See you later. Bye.